Let's talk about one of nature's most charming little mystery boxes, the red panda. You've probably seen them in viral videos, fluffy faces, soft bushy tails, and those big, curious eyes that make them look like animated characters come to life. But here's the thing. These adorable creatures are much more than just cute mascots. Beneath that endearing exterior lies a fascinating story of survival, adaptation, and resilience in one of the world's most challenging environments, the Himalayan mountains. So, who exactly is the red panda? Is it a bear? A raccoon? A cat? Believe it or not, scientists have been arguing over its family tree for nearly 2 centuries. While the giant panda is its distant cousin, the red panda actually belongs to its own unique family called Ailuridae. Its closest relatives went extinct millions of years ago, making it a living relic, a sort of evolutionary one-off that survived the ages against all odds. And today, the red panda is the only species of its kind left, balancing on the tightrope between survival and extinction. To understand the red panda's story, we need to journey to its home, high up in the mist-shrouded forests of the Himalayas. We're talking about the wild mountain ranges that stretch from Nepal and Bhutan all the way to northern Myanmar and southern China. This region is as breathtaking as it is treacherous, with steep cliffs, dense foliage, and unpredictable weather. It's a place where only the toughest can survive, and the red panda has some amazing tricks up its furry sleeves. First up, its fur. That thick, russet-colored coat isn't just for looking adorable. It's packed with specialized oils that help repel water and keep the panda dry in the humid, foggy climate of the Himalayas. And those dark patches around its eyes? They aren't just for show, they reduce glare and help the red panda see better as it navigates the sun-dappled forest. Think of them as built-in sunglasses. Then there's the panda's incredible agility. With sharp claws and a rotating ankle joint, this creature is basically a living tree-climbing machine. It can scale branches with the skill of a trapeze artist, balancing effortlessly on the thinnest of boughs. And when the weather turns icy, it wraps itself up with its long, bushy tail, using it as both a blanket and a pillow to conserve body heat. But perhaps the red panda's most unique adaptation is its dietary habits. You see, despite being a member of the carnivorous order, it's primarily a bamboo eater. That's right, just like its bigger black and white cousin, the red panda's diet consists mostly of bamboo leaves and shoots. But here's the kicker. Unlike the giant panda, which has powerful jaws to crush the tough bamboo stalks, the red panda's jaw is relatively weak. So, it focuses on the softer, more nutritious parts of the plant. It's kind of like how some people avoid the crust on a pizza and go straight for the cheesy middle. Because of its nutrient-poor diet, the red panda has to spend a whopping 13 hours a day eating just to get enough energy. It's like a full-time job that leaves little room for anything else. This is why red pandas are often spotted taking long naps throughout the day. They need to conserve every bit of energy they can. And let's be honest, who can blame them? Climbing trees and munching leaves all day is exhausting work. For centuries, the red panda has been known to locals as the fire fox or bamboo cat. It was revered, even considered a symbol of peace and good fortune. But in the wild, the red panda is anything but easy to spot. In fact, its elusive nature has earned it the nickname, the ghost of the Himalayas. Why so elusive? Well, it's partly a survival strategy. The red panda is a solitary and highly territorial creature. Males and females come together only briefly during the breeding season, and the rest of the time, they prefer to go their separate ways. Each panda guards its territory fiercely, marking its range with scent glands located on its feet, belly, and even the base of its tail. Imagine a fluffy little creature prancing around, rubbing its belly on tree trunks to announce, "This is my turf," but the real reason the red panda stays hidden is to avoid its predators. The forests it calls home are also hunting grounds for snow leopards, clouded leopards, and martens, each a master hunter in its own right. With nowhere to hide on the forest floor, the red panda has turned into a nimble acrobat, living almost entirely in the trees. Its reddish-brown coat blends perfectly with the moss and lichen-covered branches, making it nearly invisible from a distance. This ability to vanish into the canopy, combined with its quiet and cautious nature, has made the red panda a master of evasion. It's so secretive that even wildlife researchers have a hard time spotting one. If you do catch a glimpse, consider yourself very lucky. It's like finding a rare jewel hidden in the jungle. But for all its remarkable adaptations, the red panda's biggest challenge comes not from the snow leopards or the bitter cold, but from human activity. Over the last few decades, deforestation and habitat fragmentation have devastated the red panda's once vast territory. Forests have been cleared for agriculture, grazing, and timber, pushing the species into smaller and more isolated pockets. To make matters worse, the red panda's bamboo forests are highly sensitive to climate change. Even slight shifts in temperature and rainfall can affect the growth of bamboo, making food scarce. And with fewer forests to retreat to, the red panda is left with little choice but to compete for resources in already strained environments. But habitat loss isn't the only threat. Illegal wildlife trafficking is a major issue. Red pandas are hunted for their fur, which is used to make hats and ceremonial garments in some cultures. They're also captured for the exotic pet trade, despite the fact that they are wild animals completely unsuited to life in captivity. Imagine trying to keep a creature that needs a specialized diet, low-stress environment, and acres of forest to roam around in. It's a recipe for disaster, and yet, the demand persists. The numbers paint a grim picture. Today, fewer than 10,000 red pandas are believed to remain in the wild. In some regions, their populations have dropped by as much as 50% in the last 2 decades alone. They are now listed as endangered, teetering on the brink of extinction. But all hope is not lost. Conservationists around the world are rallying to protect this incredible species. Local communities, international organizations, and governments are joining forces to create wildlife corridors, restore bamboo forests, and crack down on illegal trafficking. In Nepal, for example, conservation groups are working hand in hand with villagers to plant native trees and promote sustainable farming practices that benefit both people and pandas. Another crucial initiative is community-based ecotourism. By providing alternative income sources, such as guiding and hosting wildlife enthusiasts, villagers are incentivized to protect red pandas instead of poaching or clearing their habitat. Some programs even train locals as panda guardians, who monitor and safeguard the panda populations in their regions. These efforts are helping to shift the mindset from seeing red pandas as pests or trophies to recognizing them as valuable neighbors and allies. One of the most promising strategies involves creating transboundary conservation areas. Because red pandas cross international borders, protecting them requires cooperation between countries like Nepal, India, and Bhutan. By linking protected areas and establishing migratory routes, conservationists hope to give these pandas a fighting chance to expand their range and find new habitats as climate change alters the landscape. Now, you might be wondering, why should we care? After all, the red panda is just one small animal among millions of other species. But here's the thing, saving the red panda is about much more than preserving one cute face. It's about protecting an entire ecosystem. The red panda is considered an umbrella species. That means by protecting its habitat, we also protect countless other species that share its home, from tiny insects to majestic birds. The bamboo forests it relies on are crucial for water regulation, soil health, and carbon storage, making them a natural defense against erosion and climate change. In other words, the red panda is a guardian of the forest. By ensuring its survival, we safeguard a web of life that sustains everything around it, including ourselves. Imagine a world without this fuzzy little creature. A world where the misty Himalayan forests are empty, stripped of their unique biodiversity. It's a future we can still prevent, but time is running out. So what can we do to help? It might seem overwhelming, but small actions can have a big impact. Supporting conservation organizations like the Red Panda Network, adopting a red panda symbolically, or even just spreading the word can make a difference. The more people know about the red panda's plight, the stronger the movement to save it becomes. We can also be more conscious consumers. Avoiding products linked to deforestation, supporting sustainable farming, and choosing ecotourism options can help reduce the pressure on these delicate habitats. And if you ever get the chance to see a red panda in the wild, remember, you're looking at more than just a cute animal. You're witnessing a living symbol of nature's resilience and fragility. Because in the end, the story of the red panda is a story about us too. It's a reminder of how intertwined our fates are with the creatures that share this planet. If we can learn to protect the smallest, most vulnerable among us, there's hope yet for the larger battles we face. The red panda may be tiny, but its fight for survival is monumental. And in this fight, every one of us has a role to play. So next time you see a picture of that fluffy little face, think beyond the cuteness. Think of the misty forests, the sharp claws, the long tail wrapped tight on a freezing night. Think of a creature that has defied the odds for centuries and still holds on. The red panda isn't just a fluffy face, it's a symbol of nature's tenacity and a call to action for all of us.